Good morning, students. I'm Purnima, and once again, I stand in front of you to explain and revise you the lesson "The Bond of Love," written by Kenneth Anderson. So, a very beautiful story between the relationship of human being with the pets is depicted here in the story. And when I will tell you, will really enjoy, and you can see that how a bond is developed between a sloth bear and a lady is there, and she cares a lot for that baby bear. In fact, she keeps in her house as a pet, and even he also, that sloth bear also loved her very much. So in this story we are going to read here, but before telling you or explaining you about the story, I would like to tell you something about the writer Kenneth Anderson, and then I would be explaining you about the background of the story, and of course the theme of the story will be told. So let's start, students. So first I'm going to tell you about the author. Kenneth Anderson was born on 8 May 1910, uh, and he was an Indian-born British writer and hunter. So children, he was born in India and he was a British writer, as well as children he used to write and he used to do hunting also. Okay, so and he was born on 8 March 1910. He wrote books about his adventure in the jungle of South India. Now, children, he was there in the jungle of South India where he had faced a lot of adventure. So, he is sharing his adventures of South India when he was in the jungle of South India. Okay, he is sharing that experience with you here in his lesson. Anderson went to Bishop Cotton's boys' school and studied at St. Joseph College, Bangalore. Now, children, his schooling was done in a very nice school. He went to Bishop Cotton's boys' school, a very famous school. Then, children, he studied at St. Joseph College, Bangalore. He was employed by the British Aircraft Factory in Bangalore in the rank of factory managers for planning. Children, he was working as a British aircraft factory. Uh, he was employed by the British Aircraft Factory in Bangalore in the rank of factory manager for planning. His love for the inhabitants of the Indian jungles led him to big game hunting and to writing real life adventurous story. So children, he used to love adventure and he used to go for hunting, and he was a good hunter also. And children, that hunting he has shared you in the form of a story, the real life adventurous story. He often went into the jungle alone and unarmed to meditate and enjoy the beauty of untouched nature. So sometimes children he used to go to jungle unarmed. That means he never used to carry any weapon with him. Children, he used to sit there, meditate, and enjoy the beauty of untouched nature for hours. As a hunter, he tracked down man-eating tigers and leopards. Now, children, as a hunter, children, he used to kill the tiger who used to eat human beings, man-eating tigers and leopards. Anderson's style of writing is descriptive as he talks about his adventure with wild animals. So, children, when he is writing something about his adventure with wild animals, his style of writing becomes descriptive because he describes each and everything of his adventure in a very nice manner. He includes chapter on his first-hand encounters with elephants, bison and bears. Now children, he includes chapter on his first-hand encounters with elephants, bison and bears. He gives insight into the people of the Indian jungle of his time. His book delves into the inhabit of the jungle tribes, their survival skills and their day-to-day life. Okay, so children, this is all about the author. He is a very practical man and he share about his day-to-day life, and whenever he goes to his hunting, he share his adventures of hunting in the form of the story. Now, theme of the story. This is the story of love and friendship between an animal and a human being. Really, it is true that love has no proper language. Everybody can understand it and love others, even animals, and would understand the language of love. If we love them, they will love us the same. Therefore, love is mutual between animal and human being. So children, this story actually is telling you about the friendship and love between an animal and a human being. So now I will be telling you about the background of the story. Now, children, Bruno. So first of all, let me tell you, Bruno is a baby bear, and how he came into the writer's house. Okay, this I will be sharing with you. So one day, the author and his friends were passing through the sugarcane fields near Mysore. So one day, children, the author and his friends, they were passing near the sugarcane fields near Mysore, where people were driving away the wild pigs from the fields by shooting at them. So children, they were driving away children in the fields of Mysore. What he had seen, the people, they were driving away the wild pigs from the fields by shooting at them. Unluckily, one of the companions of the author shot a bear. So children, it was a bad luck for a bear that one of his author friend who had shot a bear. Then they found that a baby bear was also riding with a baby that was killed by them. Now children, what did they see? Children, what did they saw? They saw a baby bear was there who was sitting on the back of the mother bear when she was lying dead. So the author brought it to Bangalore. Now children, the author felt very pity. He did not like, he started thinking about that baby bear, that who is going to take care now for him, as the mother is dead now. So children, finally he had brought it to Bangalore with him, and he gave to his wife. And children, that bear was given to his wife, because why? Because children, he knew that his wife used to love animal very much. She felt delighted on getting it. She named it Bruno, as the cub was a boy. Now children, it was a baby bear. That bear was a boy. So what was the name kept for that boy? The name was kept Bruno. Bruno soon took to drinking milk from a bottle and started eating everything. Now children, Bruno was a very good bear, very nice beaver. He was never fussy about food. So whatever food was given to him, he used to take each and whatever food was given to him, liquid or solid, he used to take it in a nice manner. So he used to drink milk from the bottle and started eating everything. Mischiefs made by Bruno. One day, an accident befell on him. Therefore, the bear entered the library and ate some poison. Now, children, that bear, everybody used to love that bear. They used to enjoy from that bear. Okay, the mistress of the house, she was the one who used to love her like her own child. And whatever thing they used to get, ice cream, cold drinks, biscuits, chocolates, vegetables, mutton, chicken, eggs, whatever they used to eat, even Bruno used to eat everything. He never used to say no to especially to the cold drinks, to the ice cream. Okay, he used to take everything. So now, but children, one day what happened, Bruno? One day an accident befell on him. The bear entered the library and ate some poison that had been put there for rats. So he ate the poison. The poison paralyzed the bear, but somehow he dragged himself to the author's wife. So now he was rushed to an animal clinic. Finally, he was saved. At that time, Bruno drank 1 gallon of old angel oil, but it had no ill effects whatever. So next time, children, he drank 1 gallon of old angel oil, but children, he had no ill effects. So one of the episode is that how doctors say Bruno, okay, how he was given injection His condition was so critical that everybody thought that he would die, but then finally, but he was saved by the grace of Almighty. He did not die. Now, children, now the Bruno was growing. He had grown into a large bear, and children, here the writer is feeling something for Bruno. He is feeling that he might prove dangerous, especially to the children who were there in the neighborhood, and nobody can control him, because now, children, his height and his body, it was a it was a body of a grown-up bear. So slowly and gradually, Bruno equaled the Alsatian in height and had even outgrown them. What are Alsatian, children? Alsatian are the big dog, police dog. They are known as Alsatian. So Bruno's height was much more than Alsatian dogs also. The author wife changed his name Baba. Now, children, author wife thought now his name should also be changed, because Bruno is a name of a small child. So she wanted to change the name, so she kept the name Baba. So Baba was given the name to Bruno because he is now growing up. Baba had now learned many tricks, and now he was in chains most of the time. Now, children, they started tying him in the chains because neighbors' children, they used to come to play, and the other children used to play in the colony. So he was in chain most of the time. The author and his son advised the author's wife to give Baba to the zoo at Masoor. Now, children, the author, he was having fear that he might attack him, that Bruno might attack to any child. So decided that they would give him to the zoo at Masoor. The zoo sent a cage from Masoor in a lorry, and Baba was packed off. So, children, the zoo people, they sent a cage from Masoor in a lorry, and finally, children, Baba was packed off and he was taken to Masoor. And the author wife felt very sad. It was very hard to leave for her to leave without Bruno. Both were undergoing departing grief. Both were in a sorrow. Here, Baba was in such a sorrow that he even did not eat had his food. Now, the author took his wife. Now, children, it was for his wife also. She was also in great pain. Without Bruno, she was not able to leave. Now, children, so many news she used to hear from their friend whenever they used to go to Masoor. They used to meet Bruno. So, children, but one day somebody told her that he has not eating properly. So the author she wanted to go and meet him. The author took his wife Bruno to Masoor so that she could meet Baba in a zoo. When Baba saw her, he started dancing and stood on his head in delight. For next 3 hours, she would not leave that cage. She gave him tea, cakes, ice creams, etc. When the closing time came, both started crying bitterly. The author wife asked the curator, "May I have my Baba back?" And luckily he agreed somehow. Author's wife brought her Baba back to her home and kept him in a special place in home. Now both the bear and the author wife, they were very happy. A place was arranged for Bruno, and the water was there in between that place. Okay, the wife used to go by a rope to meet Bruno, and now but both were very happy. So, children, this is the background of the story. And finally, children, what is the message of the story? That we should all the living things are created by God, so we should love and have friendship with them. We should also take care of our pet. And children, even animal and birds, they also understand the language of love. Okay, if you will beat a dog, he will not come near you, but if you will give him a piece of bread, he will definitely, whenever you are outside your house, you can see him. He will always be coming. Okay, so the bond of love. Okay, Kenneth Anderson, he has given a nice message, and now I will be explaining you the story. So we are there in chapter number 9, children, page number 113 from your book Beehive. So the bond of love I'm going to read now. Now, can there be love and friendship between human being and wild animals? Why not, children? This story proved that there can be a love between human being and a pet bear, baby bear was there, and a friendship was developed between the lady of the house and with that bear, and there was a strong bond was developed between them. Let's read a fascinating account of an orphaned sloth bear that was rescued by the author. So, children, how that bear was brought by the author and how his wife has developed an attachment with that bear. With this, we will read in this very nice story. Sloth bear inhabit forested areas. So, children, generally, children, sloth bear they did not live in the house. They generally inhabit. They are the inhabitant of the forested areas, including the tropical rainforest of India and grassland at lower elevation. So children, they include the tropical rainforest of India and grassland at lower elevation. Sloth bear have very shaggy hair and long muzzles. What is a muzzle? Children, this part of a nose is known as muzzle. This one. Okay. So they are having a very shaggy hair and they are having long muzzles. Using their claws to dig, they can use their lips to form a tube. Children, they dig also. Their claws they dig and they can then use their lips to form a tube. Okay, which can go deep into the ground or into hard to reach areas like dead trees for their food. Their main food is termites. You can hear them suck up their food from several feet away. So children, this is the story of a sloth bear which I am going to read now, which I am going to start now. I will begin with Bruno, my wife pet sloth bear. I got him for her by accident. Now the writer is telling I'm going to begin my story with Bruno. Now children, let me tell you who is Bruno. Bruno is the name of a sloth bear, a baby bear, which by chance writer has bought from Mysore and he had given to his wife. She has kept the name Bruno. To that name was kept Bruno for that baby bear. 2 years ago, we were passing through the sugarcane field near Mysore. Now, children, now the story has started. The writer is telling that how Bruno was brought to their house. So it was 2 years ago when they were passing through the sugarcane field near Mysore. People were driving away wild pigs from the fields by shooting at them. Now, children, they were fields, and at that time the wild bear they came. They were eating the crops, so children, the people had to shoot them so that they could not come in the field. Some were shot and some escaped. So most of the wild pigs they were shot, but some of the pigs they escaped also from there. We thought that everything was over when suddenly black sloth bear came out panting in the hot sun. Okay, so children, then now after some time when the shooting was over, they thought that everything is over. So children, they thought that now they should pass away from through that field, but then suddenly they saw a bear was there. A bear was there, and he came panting. Panting means he was taking breath in a fast manner. In the hot sun he came out. Now will not shoot a sloth bear wantonly, but unfortunately for the poor beast, one of my companion did not feel that way about it and promptly shot the bear on the spot. Now children, the writer did not actually want to shot the bear. Okay, promptly means that very moment. Okay, he was thinking that he should not shot that bear, and he came out that bear when it came out panting in the hot sun. His friend did not heard him. He was in a mood to shoot, but writer told him, no, I will not shoot a sloth bear wantonly. But unfortunately for the poor beast means animal, one of his companion did not feel that way about it, and he promptly shot the bear on the spot. Promptly means that very moment. So one of his friend, he was not any idea to leave the bear. He just took his gun out and he shot the sloth bear on the spot. As we watched the fallen animals, we were surprised to see that the black fur on its back moved and left the prostrate body. Prostrate is lying on the ground, facing downwards. So, children, when he shot the mother bear, what did he see? He saw that a baby bear was there, and that baby bear was looking a ball of fur at that time. He moved away from its mother body, and then we saw it was baby bear that had been riding on its mother back when the sudden shot not killed her. So, children, he had been riding on its mother back when the sudden shot had killed her. And children, that the sudden shot of that his friend that killed the baby bear. The little creature ran around its prostrate parents, making a pitiful noise. Now, children, that little baby bear, he was so confused, and he did not thought that his mother is. He did not even think in a dream that his mother had died. So, what happened? He started shooting. He was taking rounds of that bear. Now, children, when they shot the baby bear, when they shot the mother, okay, then when that small fur-like thing came away from its mother, then they realized that it was a baby bear that had been riding on its mother back when the sudden shot had killed her. So, children, what that small bear was doing, it had been sitting on the back of its mother. It was riding on its mother back when suddenly that bullet had shot her and she died. The little creature ran around its prostrate parents, making a pitiful noise. So, children, but that bear, he was not knowing that his mother is dead, okay, and he started, he started running around the prostrate. So, the meaning of prostrate is lying, okay. Meaning of prostrate is lying, and he started running around its prostrate parent, making a pitiful noise. He was crying in a very pitifully. He was crying because he was thinking why his mother is not getting up and caring for him. I ran up to it to attempt a capture. It scooted into the sugarcane field. Scooted means ran away. So, children, that he wanted to take care of that bear, the writer, but then, children, he scooted. Scooted means he ran away to a sugarcane field. Following it with my companions, I was at last able to grab it by the scarf on its neck. Okay, so and finally, children, he was able to grab him by the scruff. Scruff means neck. Okay, while it snapped and tried to scratch me with its long hook claws. Now, children, that bear, he knew that the humans are the stranger for him. He was going to scratch the writer with its claws. But, children, what happened? That finally that bear was there, and he was taken by the writer in their gunny bag. Gunny bag is the sack. So we put it one of the gunny bag we had brought, and when I got back to Bangalore, I duly presented it to my wife. And children, finally they were able to catch the bear in the bag. And children, when they reached to Bangalore, he was duly presented to his wife. His wife was very happy because she loved animals like anything, And when she saw that beautiful that black bear, that baby bear, she immediately wanted to keep him as her pet. So she was delighted. She at once put a colored ribbon around its neck. So first thing, children, what his wife has done, she had put a beautiful colored ribbon around the neck of that sloth bear. And after discovering the cub was a boy, she christened it Bruno. And children, when she knew, then after finding that it was a boy, it was a baby boy, and she nicknamed him Bruno. What name she has kept? Bruno. Bruno soon took to drinking milk from a bottle. Now, children, a very interesting thing about Bruno, now writer is going to share with us. He started drinking milk with a bottle like small infants. It was but a step further, and within a very few days he started eating and drinking everything else. Now, children, now he's no more a small infant. Now he's growing, and with the time he started eating and drinking whatever was given to him. And children, and everything is in the right word, for he ate porridge. He started eating porridge, which was made from any ingredients like vegetables, fruits, nuts, meats, especially pork, curry and rice, regardless of condiments and chilies, bread, eggs, chocolates, sweets, puddings, ice creams, okay, etc, etc, etc. So children, all this thing, everything he ate, he enjoyed the flavor of each and everything. And children, he liked to drink also. Whatever thing was given to him, like buttermilk was given to him, and he drank in a very nice manner. Milk he used to like, tea he used to like, coffee he used to like, lime juice, aerated water, anything liquid, whatever liquid was served to him, he used to drink it. It all went down with relish. Okay, so it all went down with relish. Everybody was very happy. Okay, it all went down with a relish. He enjoyed everything. The bear became very attached to our two Alsatian dog. Now, children, writers was having two Alsatian dog also, and the bear was attached with those dogs also. He became very friendly with those two Alsatian dogs, and to all the children of the tenants living in our bungalow. Not only that, children, he started he was tenants living in our bungalow. He was left quite free in his younger days and spent his time in playing, running into the kitchen and going to sleep in our bed. Now, children, he was left quite free in his younger days and spent his time in playing, running into the kitchen and going to sleep in our beds. Now, children, he used to run to kitchen. He used to go to their beds when they used to go to sleep. So, children, everybody has accepted him in a very nice manner. One day an accident befell him. Now, children, here in this paragraph, writer is going to tell about an accident which Bruno had. Children, accidentally it happened with Bruno, and how it happened, that also I'm going to discuss with you. I put down poison, barium carbonate, to kill the rats and mice that had got into my library. Now, children, a pinch of poisonous salt was put by the author, and what was that salt? Barium carbonated, and it was used to kill the rats and mouse in his house, and it was kept in the library because so many mouse was there, and it was destroying every time the books which was kept there. Bruno entered the library as he often did. Now, children, Bruno sometimes he also used to come to library often. So that day he also came into the library and he ate some of the poison. I told you that he used to eat everything. So, children, he ate that barium carbonate, the poison which was kept there. He ate that poison also. Paralysis set in to the extent that he could not stand on his feet. Now, children, there was an adverse effect of the poison. He was in a state of a paralysis. He was not able to stand also in his feet, but he dragged himself on his stumps to my wife. Now anyhow children, he kept his body dragging to his wife. He was there, okay, with his wife, as if he want to tell that what he was not able to tell, but he went there so that she can understand that he is not able to stand and he is feeling sick. Now children, with now here the time is over now, and wait for my next video. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.